This is an Off the Tongue podcast.
Welcome to the Greener Grass Podcast, where we discuss different topics and decide which side of the fence we'd rather be on. Hi, I'm Emily.
And I'm Jackie. We're your hosts, and we are so glad you could join us for this very special video episode. And if you're a Patreon member, you've already seen this. You got early access and bonus content.
Bonus, exclusive. And if you want to join at our Blades level, you'll get a shout out along with our friends Hex,
Chrissy,
Vin,
Teach a Dummy Podcast,
and Jonathan.
We love you guys so much. And we also love our business sponsor. So please stay tuned till the end of this episode for a commercial from Nathan Collins. And you can hit up our show notes for links to join our Patreon and get yourself a new car.
Ooh, you should. So, special episode. We told you guys, if you've been listening, that season 5, we have some fun stuff coming up. This is one of those fun things.
Sure is.
You guys ready?
I am.
Let's do it.
Yay!
Welcome. We are very excited for a very special guest. He is a singer, a songwriter, a social media mogul, a record label founder, but you may know him as the lead singer of Nonpoint.
Yeah.
Welcome, Elias Soriano.
Hello. Hello.
Anything out? Did we get everything there?
I think you knocked it all out for the most part. Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait, you're a cat trainer extraordinaire.
Oh.
Yes, I am. I am a cat whisperer. I am equally as respected as Caesar is with dogs.
Perfect.
I'm over here with cats.
Okay. I knew it.
That's
I knew
impressive.
it.
That's impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not because I really wanted it in my life. It's just because they listen. I know right where to touch them. I know right what to say, and they are. It's insane. My cat could say good morning.
No.
Like
I'm gonna videotape it. I've been waiting to put my cat on social media because I knew she's gonna outshine me, and I didn't want to be outshined from a cat. But it's time. It's really time. It's why I wear so much gray.
Stats dipping, then bring her out. Bring her out.
Totally. Her page is just gonna.
I need to see this.
That's
I
funny.
need to see this.
That's funny.
for sure. So yeah,
It's hilarious.
Okay, well,
so what's new with you? What's going on? What's going on with the band? What's coming up?
Lots of new stuff, new music mostly. We're back in the writing process. People have been asking. It's been years since we put out a full length. So we're gonna go.
Amazing though.
Thank you.
We're
We're
digging it.
Yeah, I want to talk about some of those songs eventually. I think we're doing a little segment where I'm going to be able to do this or that, and I think I want to touch on those. But yeah, we're getting new music going, and really getting the creative juices flowing. Trying to not let it overwhelm you emotionally because it can sometimes. I don't know why, just the switch will either turn on very happy, very sad. And, it's sometimes hard to shut them on and off, especially with family and, all the things that you juggle. You spend hours beating your head up against the wall with a song that you really, really, really want to make work. And then you listen to it the next day and you're like, ugh, I fucking hate it, so.
It's not the same that I feel that when we're editing our episodes.
Yeah.
Like, I'll feel like I've just got the perfect soundbite, and then when I'm like listening through it on playback, I'm like, that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
So
my head, it'll come out not the way I thought it would, and I'm like, oh, why did I say that? But
yeah, it's definitely a process that you have to treat. If I could quote Rick Rubin, you have to treat it like fishing. You got to enjoy getting out there on the boat and the scenery and dropping your line in the water, but you're not always going to come up with fish.
I like that.
That's very profound.
Very profound.
Nice.
Yeah, his outfits and his face show that everything that's going to come out of that man's mouth is probably going to be pretty
So it's like,
preposterous.
yeah.
Right?
It's a very interesting look.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man. He walks in the room, you're like, oh man, I gotta go talk to that guy.
Exactly.
Right? He's not wearing shoes. And he's got a freaking $180,000 Rolex on. I gotta go talk to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Love
For
it.
sure.
Well, I know you have some festivals coming up. One in our hometown, Columbus, coming up in May, Sonic Temple. We're stoked that you guys are going to be there. We cannot wait. So
Yeah. Very excited.
we're looking forward to that.
Yes, that's going to be unbelievable. Yeah, it's going to be festival season for us, springtime.
Yeah.
We got a couple big festivals. We got Sonic Temple. We also have Welcome to Rockville that we're doing. Also, Danny Wimmer. And then Sick New World in Vegas.
Nice. Yes, that's right.
That's going to be outrageous. I'm jealous. I know
I
several people that are going, so have fun.
Yeah. it's going to be fun. We're expecting some other offers to come in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, they all line up.
Yeah. Will you have any extra time in Vegas to just hang out and check out the Sphere?
Oh, the Sphere.
I'm not sure, but I do have a friend of mine that has access, so I'm gonna try to see if I can maybe catch a show there.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I know. I really want to see that. That looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. Well, are we ready to jump in the topic? I think we should. Yeah. So, Elias, we picked a very special topic for you.
Okay.
Right? Jackie,
Dum-ba-da-dum-ba-da.
would you rather non or points?
Oh, would I rather?
All right. So we're talking music for you, songwriting or just whatever music in general for us, maybe as fans. Would you rather non would be songs more light, silly, not much meaning, not really a message. Think Psycho Stick, Obey the Beard. I don't know if you guys know that song, but it's one of my faves. Weird Al, stuff like that. Fun songs.
Bloodhound Gang.
Bloodhound Gang
stuff.
Point,
yes.
Yeah, point. We're talking more songs with meaning, maybe stuff that hits close to home, gives a message, maybe Widowmaker for you, or
just songs that mean a lot to you. Imagine. I've got those lyrics tattooed on me.
Yeah.
So, but before we dive into it, I kind of wanted to ask you a question. Do you think it's possible to have a song that combines both? Do you ever feel pressured to write a certain way and you want it to go a different sound, or?
No, not really. I'm maybe to a lot of our success and to some of our detriment, I choose a subject and a path of lyrics that it jumps around. It's really never the same. I like to tell stories. So What a Day is a story. Alive and Kicking is a story. And then there's what I like to call just stream of consciousness kind of writing that I do that has a subject, but just goes like rap lyrics do. So Mind Trip, the first song on the first record, Mind Trip, and songs like Golden Gloves on the new EP, and Wanna Be King, where those two songs stemmed from a writing exercise that I asked the guys to do with me, which I encourage people at home, if you're writers, to do this, because it really, especially with prose and lyrics and that kind of stuff, poems, that if you put up a timer for about 2.5 minutes, and then you just put a word on the piece of paper, and I told the guys, I sent them the word gold. Okay. And because of that, I said, no matter what happens, no matter what comes out of your brain, just write it down, even if it's an incomplete sentence, whatever comes. And those guys, because of their pasts and their life stories being completely different than mine, and their educations being different than mine, came from a completely different perspective of that one word. And 2.5 minutes, you can get a lot written down on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. And then, for example, like if you listen to Golden Gloves, Rob Rivera, my drummer, he's a fan of The Outsiders, the movie The Outsiders, way back in the day. Okay, so when he saw Gold, he thought
Stay Golden
Pony Boy.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. So he wrote Stay Golden, Pony Boy, and I was like, that's great. I never would have thought of Pony Boy.
Yeah.
Or Stay Golden seems more, common. So I didn't want to. I was stuck on Pony Boy.
Yeah.
All right. Now you take my bass player. My bass player has a degree in geology. He was a geologist for a while.
That's cool.
So he saw the word gold and thought about the periodic table and put the symbol AU.
AU, yeah. That's cool.
So somebody else Rob actually wrote Fool's Gold. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And so the first lyric of Golden Gloves, which eventually sounds like a fight song, which I wanted it to sound like, the first lyric is, "Ayo, Pony Boy gets the last laugh this time, making fools out of everybody."
That's nice.
So I say "Ayo," but I'm saying "A-U" in the lyric.
Ayo.
So I say "Ayo, Pony Boy gets the last laugh this time, making fools out of everybody."
That's really
Midas with the step, panhandle with the left, making fools out of everybody. So, yeah, it's
I know. I love that.
So it's Pony Boy gets the last time, making fools out of everybody. Minus every step, panhandle in the left, because they needed it for blood money. Because somebody said blood, gold, blood money, like somebody put that in. So I just took little things from everybody's stuff and made it poetic sounding.
I love it.
I love that so much.
That's the greatest Mad Lib I've ever heard.
It is like a Mad Lib. Cool, everybody had a part in it, so
I love that.
Yeah, but then you have a song like, trying to think of it off the top of my head here. Well, I'll think of it. But that's one that's more of a. I took the story of the Tin Man and the Emerald City's journey, and kind of took some of the metaphors that are in the movie and then put them throughout the lyrics to kind of give it more of a darker meaning behind it. Like the second verse goes, "I got no horse of any color, got no mayor, got no any other kind of governance or leadership that I can trust. I got no fool behind some curtain with an ego bruised and hurting for a lack of confidence and wanderlust." So it's kind of saying that I'm not privileged. I don't have the privilege of the suburbs and the money and all this craziness. I got no horse of any color. I don't have the Mercedes and none of that. I got no mayor. I have no really political heavy support. We're blue collar kind of level. Yeah. The same thing as all of our fans, which is why we connect with our fans so much. So that kind of story I wanted to kind of give to that kind of pretty, walking down the yellow brick road kind of imagery, and make it connect more with what people are feeling today.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
That's a great song.
We're big fans of anything Emerald City related, with the green and everything. We are citizens of the Emerald City.
We are
awesome. Yeah, that whole concept was fun to play with. We're definitely definitely thinking of maybe fooling around with other, maybe not doing a movie, maybe going and doing something else. We just like playing with something that people connect with already so much, and then see it in full regalia in front of you.
I just said the word regalia earlier.
Literally,
And
I was like regalia. Ooh, fancy word.
Yeah, it's a mayonnaise word. You know what a
good
mayonnaise word is, right?
A what word?
What? A
A
mayonnaise?
mayonnaise word.
What does that mean?
No, what's that mean?
It's a word bigger than the word mayonnaise.
Okay. Mayonnaise
Like
word.
superfluous.
Oh,
I love that one.
That's a good one too.
And I like hyperbole as
Hyperbole
well.
is a good one.
Hyperbole. Oh, I love hyperbole. That's even fun to say, hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
I like serendipitous.
That's a good one.
Ooh, serendipity. I'm going to
Serendipity.
Just
Right.
write this down.
That gets a.
Serendipity. Serendipitous. So,
I love that.
thanks.
When you hear it in a song, you'll be like, oh.
We'll
you'll be
doing
like,
shots.
whatever. Sure, Emily. Check out the podcast.
Well,
Speaking of, let's do some pros for non. So, what's a pro for just a silly song, no meaning, just whatever?
Yeah, that's like Wanna Be King, where I was just that was the same thing where I was just taking parts of well, when it comes to fun songs, I would say Million Watts is probably the most fun song in our catalog right now. But yeah,
I love it.
Fun.
yeah, that one's a lot of fun live. We opened the last tour with that song.
Nice.
And the
Yeah,
video is
and-
fun too. The video is
Yeah.
cute. I love the video. That's fun.
And we the four of us really, well, the five of us really goof off.
Yeah.
The four of the guys and myself really, we have fun with each other and we joke. It's
Pick up on that.
it's an all day kind of thing mainly. So it leaks into the music every once in a while.
Yeah, well that's definitely a pro. And I feel like just not having that pressure to have anything profound to say, just getting out there and just having a good time is.
Yeah, I asked our fans, we were with these last EPs, we were really trying to test some of the ideas that we always wanted to test, when we were under a label, but really didn't know what it would be like to shock the label with such a kind of a 180 turn on our sound, with songs like Paper Tigers and songs like Wanna Be King, going from songs like, Alive and Kicking and Your Signs and that kind of stuff. So we definitely got some really positive feedback. And we realized that sitting inside of the body of work, based on what our fans, said, is that they expect that kind of eclectic kind of roller coaster ride on a Nonpoint record, that they don't expect all the songs to sound the same.
Yeah.
So that's kind of and it's good because that's basically what we've been trying to do. So at least we're communicating to our fans right, and we want to make sure that we keep doing that. But we did push the boundaries with some of our stuff in the EP, and that stuff is going to live in all of the new music. For sure.
I think as a fan, I really appreciate those little nuances.
Oh,
that, are just, it's not the same thing the whole way through. So I appreciate that.
I don't want to be
it's like
emotional the whole show. It's hitting me. I want some light stuff too.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, it definitely gets the crowd engaged more, and we like to set up our records like a show, because you're sitting there wondering what's going to happen next, and especially if it slams into something that you're just like, man, I can't wait to see this live. That's kind of what we're about. Our live show is what we like to stand on, and I think that's what people enjoy the most about us, is that we go out there and we really perform. There's no extras. It's the five dudes and their instruments out there.
Yeah, I love that.
What was it? 2 years ago, we saw you guys with a trio in Kentucky, Newport, for my birthday. It was actually on my birthday. So anyway, awesome. Happy birthday to me. I got to see you live.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, we definitely we have a lot of fun live.
Yeah. Would you say it's easier to perform the lighter songs than kind of the heavier emotional stuff?
Not always. It really key notes. How much I decided to push my range during the writing process. Pace really helps too. Pacing yourself during the set, setting up the set properly, so that way I make sure I'm not like doing 7 songs in a row that have like triplet lyrics that are just back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Right, and get to breathe. We're methodical about the set, so that way we can make sure that we put on a good show.
Nice. Stuff. Cool.
Are there any negatives to doing songs that are just a little bit more frivolous or whatever? Anything that's a little
What are some
more
cons for that?
Yeah, people don't. And let me rephrase that. The internet is very critical.
What? We've never experienced that.
No, what? Okay? Then maybe it's just me. No, I mean, come on, people, just fucking let your hair down for 2 seconds.
Yeah, just lighten up.
It's all right. It's all right. Not everything's gonna be a metal song that you're gonna want to punch somebody in the face to. It's not always about that. Sometimes we just want to play a badass riff, and I want to say something silly that just makes it's something that I kind of enjoy about hip hop and why I'm such a huge fan. Fonte is one of my favorite lyricists, and if you're just a fan of smart words, I would say he is by far the most clever lyricist that I've ever heard in my absolutely hands down in my life. The most clever. He says so. Lyrics. He talks about his lyrics being habit forming. His lyrics are hair raising. It's like rabbit farming. It's like it's doing double, triple entendres, and his lyrical cadence and where he drops his rhymes. I definitely set my bar that high, and it loses some people sometimes. But I'll quote Rick Rubin again. It really is not fucking about who's listening. It's about how good I feel about it, and how strong I feel about it, and how much I can wear it on my chest when I perform.
Sure. Yeah.
And sometimes I want to fucking flex, and I know motherfuckers can't do half the shit that I do, so I want to do that shit. Yeah. So you know what I mean? It's like, come on, what's life all about? But not to be able to flex when you can. So I look at other artists and what they do, and I revel in it. Dryden from Alien Ant Farm, and watching that dude just paint his voice on a canvas is amazing to watch. Anthony Green from Circus Survive, another just a dude that just seems like he just effortlessly, just with lyrics and chord choices, and a lot of times where they go, it's and best way I can explain that is there's a rhythm of keys that you'll feel in a song, like a Taylor Swift song, or those regular old songs that where it's about to go.
Yeah.
Note wise, lyric wise, where it's about to go. Mm-hmm. Then there's people like Anthony Green and Dryden and Chino and Maynard, and people that just go places that you wouldn't think to go, but just feels so right.
I feel that way with John Mess lyrics from Dance Gavin Dance.
So big. That's a good example.
His lyrics, but like they're tomato basil soup. That's a lyric in a song. What?
Yeah.
What did I just hear?
His lyrics are outrageous, and I love them. That's a good example.
Now, granted, there's people in the pop world that that know how to take simple ideas and simple lyrics and still be poetic with them, like, you know, off the top of my, like Coldplay. Like, I know, bad example of the fact that I even know it, but I'm just saying Coldplay knows how to take a lyric like I want to live life and always be cool and never be cruel. Like simple lyrics like that anybody could write down. I want to live life and be good to you. It's like that. Those two lyrics back to back on paper sound simple, but when he's going, I want to live life and never be cruel. I want to live life and be good to you. It's like that kind of like
Did Elias just serenade us?
You know what I mean? But it's like, but you know, it's like that kind of understanding of melody with simplicity is still something that can be accomplished, and something artistic and that just shines can be achieved.
Yeah. I mean, it just shows you that songs are so much more than just the lyrics. It's the delivery makes such a difference, you know?
Yeah, the notes, the cadence, where you know, the definition of sound is not only what's happening, it's when it's not happening. Music is sound and the absence of sound. Those deadening stops that happen before a breakdown happens in a freaking Parkway Drive song, or it's
literally got good.
I know. I'm just
so, and that is an actual science. That heart mind to auditory connection is what you're feeling right now. It doesn't always just happen with a cool music moment. It happens with like someone saying something that connects with you. So if you can do that and make it musical, holy shit, you're gonna be a monster.
Oh my gosh, I love this conversation.
Yeah, this is great.
Whew. Yeah.
Do you have anything to add? I feel.
Let's move on to more.
It's all gonna be in my ebook. I touch on all this stuff. I'm gonna be touching on all this stuff. People have been pushing me. My friend Chris Kurtz, shout out to Chris Kurtz. You know, I have these conversations all the time. Media Twist, great marketing company, amazing marketing company. They literally changed my entire business model. Yeah, but you know, he pushed me. He was like, you know, you have a lot of these interviews where I hear you spitting some knowledge that I don't hear in other interviews, man. You should really write, even if it's something small that people can digest and do multiple volumes. He was like, I really see that in your future. I'm like, man, I'm gonna do one. So I started, and I'm gonna be putting out one next month.
Oh my gosh!
Wow,
add that to your resume.
Yeah,
put it on the list.
Wow,
that's cool.
You mentioned the media company. If there's any links you want us to include in the show notes, just send them to us in a message, and we can get those out there. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
Yay!
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I have a lot of people in my circle and in my think tank, and that I bounce ideas off and really help me scale and do things smart.
That's awesome. That's great. Shall we move on to the next?
So songs with a point, songs that are closer to your heart, more meaningful, maybe trying to get a message out there to your fans. What are some pros for those kind of songs?
Generation Idiot, songs like that, songs like Bullet with a Name, you know, that was during the first real bad financial crisis. You know, just getting people through all that stuff. And really what I try to do with songs like that, songs like The Reckoning, I try to put what I can feel it coming from other people, with their posts and with my conversations with them, that they want to say it, but they can't say it.
Right.
So I say it for them.
A voice.
As much as
you give it your fans. I love that.
Yeah, as much as I can, but still making sure that, again, it's something that I can kind of wear on my chest.
Right. Yeah. Well, I love that you can speak to those that don't have as loud of a voice, but you also make sure that it's something that you can stand behind. It's not just
Something you believe in.
Yeah, it's not just throwing it out for the sake of throwing it out there.
Yeah.
Like things like your the video that you guys did during COVID with all the first responders, which, by the way, she's a nurse and she worked in a COVID shelter during all that. So like for me, that video really spoke to me, because just seeing all of those people and just knowing everything that they went through, and knowing that like she literally had to like get into a hazmat suit every day before work. It really
there was too much, man, there was so much uncertainty.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and people were just tired. Everybody was tired. And but there was that like, please don't give up moment in our conversations internally. That we were, at the time, we had just gone dark right before in the new year. We had just gone dark, so the shutdown hadn't happened. So when it happened, at that point we were highly engaged with our fan base, and we weren't planning on coming back until we could drop our release, and our release was attached to a tour that now was not going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
So we had to pivot hard. We had to figure out something, and we just started opening our ears and listening to our fans, and they weren't being appreciated, and they sounded like they were tired. So I wanted to motivate and let them know that they were appreciated.
Oh, I mean,
and that's how we did it.
That's what I got from it. So I think you did a really good job with that.
For sure.
Thanks. Well, thanks for working so hard during that crazy ass moment.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Seriously.
So what about what does it feel like cathartic for you when you write a song that has like that real special connection internally? Or
yes, and it can be a double-edged sword. Sometimes it's a reliving it moment, and then sometimes it becomes bigger than that moment.
Okay.
So you're able to digest it more often.
Okay. That's I guess when you have it and it is now become a song, it feels almost like you can like separate yourself.
Oh.
Yes.
I didn't plan that.
No, totally. You didn't even plan it, but that was good. I take that
quick. That's good.
Oh, thanks. So, do you feel like there are any negatives though to doing a song, any cons to really in there?
Sometimes it opens the wound a little bit too much, and you can't even do the song. Like Widowmaker. I can't do that song.
You can't do that.
That song's, for lack of a better word, buried. I cannot do that song.
Yeah, I get that. That could be hard.
That
was on my cons list of probably harder to perform something that's so emotional, or hits a little too close to home. Yeah. So I could
a little bit.
Yeah. I appreciate that, like that you can write that music, but then like just having it is for you. But
I think that's why I did it.
Yeah.
I think that's why it happened, is because I needed to do it.
Yeah.
I really needed to write. I needed to finally kind of like deal with that.
Right. So
all of it.
Feel like writing the song was healing, even though you don't perform it?
Yeah, I had to, I was basically digging through those memories.
Yeah.
The good and the bad ones.
Yeah.
So, my stepfather was an ex-Marine.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was a very strict upbringing.
Yeah. Imagine. My dad was military. He was in the Navy, but so I get the strictness. My kids sometimes tell me I'm strict. I'm like, you don't know strict.
Yeah. I grew up in a very tough neighborhood. My stepfather was the only Caucasian guy within what I think was 11 block radius of my house.
Yeah.
If you can imagine. So I grew up in a very tough neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I had to walk to school every day.
Oh.
So
Uphill
you know,
in both ways.
Barefoot.
yeah, no, it was Florida, so it was hot. It was like
Okay.
180 degrees. It was like I could cook an egg on my forehead kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it you know, it definitely molded me.
Yeah.
I've had to wear a lot of hats in my entire life, and I've dealt with a lot of very big personalities.
Yeah.
And a lot of tough years that were scary. You know, my high school was the first school in Florida that had metal detectors.
Really? Oh my
Yikes.
gosh! Wow.
Yeah, my graduating class, I believe, was 1,300 kids.
Oh, whoa, wow. That's
So you're gonna, it was a big school. It's a big school, and it's only grown. Two big magnet programs, one being a computer magnet program, high tech, robotics, so on and so forth, and the other one being performing arts. And I literally went from one to the other.
wow. So with the class size that big, how did you find a way to like make a name for yourself or to stand out, or did you not do that until after?
Nah. No, I told jokes to make sure that I didn't get targeted. That's what you do. Yeah, you try to, nobody wants to beat up the funny guy.
Yeah,
You know
people
what I'm
love
saying?
funny guys. People
Yeah.
love the funny
Yeah,
guys.
and then I did sports to make sure that I was physically fit and that I could, it's a big city. It's like growing up in New York, growing up in South Florida. So, you're just because it's got the Caribbean kind of like weather and atmosphere. It's still hard knocks, and I honestly would have chose any other way to grow up. I really don't. I have a full scope of
Yeah.
America, 100% full scope of what America is, all its ugly parts and all of its most beautiful parts. From just I've shared tables, conversations, and hard topics with every single culture. And I got to at a very young age because we were all around each other. It was like we were all asking ourselves the questions that we're still asking ourselves now. And it was funny because we were all wondering, it's like, why is all this shit happening? And it was like, we're not fighting. What's going on here? Why is there so much? It's like that conflict that you see really only comes from bad days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Having a bad day and it going fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And people not having the emotional stability to get through those bad days.
Yeah.
That's really what it boiled down to. And at a young age in a big city, you learn that quick.
I'm sure.
I feel like there's a lot of people that need to learn that lesson still today.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still learning.
I think we all are, but
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Everything's changed. I can honestly say that so much has changed since I was a kid that, I don't fault any of the anxiety, the almost protective wall that youth has put around themselves, because the internet ain't friendly. Did I mention that? Did I bring that up already? The internet ain't friendly.
It's true.
no,
It's definitely a different time from when we were kids.
Yeah.
and the three of us, we're all like the same age, and it is a really different upbringing from what we grew up with to like what our kids and your daughter are living. It's a very strange dynamic to try to help them navigate the pros and cons of the world, and it's like you have a completely different toolbox than I had.
Yeah, it's more of the fact that they have sharper tools that are ready and available that they can shoot across an internet line that can do some damage to somebody that they wouldn't be so bold face to face with.
Oh yeah,
True, for sure.
So that's what that I feel like is the biggest issue in the internet is the fact that people get very brave and they don't know what kind of damage they do just by, putting up a quick comment that they forget about for the next 10 days, but somebody is living in their head for the next 10 years. And it's not fair to kind of, stab with those kind of tools if you don't have to.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we're glad you're stabbing us with your lyrics.
Yeah, I like
to
do. Yeah, I like to lyrically stab.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything else to add, or
no? I've just been liking this conversation.
Yeah.
So, but we do have to pick. You have to pick. We have to pick. If you had to only choose one type of way to write songs, listen to music, whatever, would you rather non or point?
So always stay fun or always stay serious?
Yeah.
I would think I would always stay serious. And the only reason why is because I care about what I have to say. And even in a fun way, that I think about it, as I hope I've proven with my lyrics, that I care about what I say, even when I may take the Coldplay route and say it simply, that there's still a reason, and there's always a reason. So I'm taking the point.
Elias's point. What do you say, Jack?
I'm also going point. I feel like the meaning is the meaning. The meaning is the point. The sound can be whatever, so your song can have like a silly bouncy but a deep meaning, or heavy lyrics and upbeat music, or upbeat music and down. I feel like the lyrics are the point, and that's what really matters. Like what it makes you feel.
Yeah. Yep. Well, as much as I love Glory Hole by Steel Panther,
I love those guys so much.
But I'm also gonna go with points because everything you guys just said, I don't have to reiterate, but I love when a song makes me feel something. We've cried at concerts. Oh my gosh. Constantly. Foo Fighters. Yeah. We're not even talking about it, but I love those songs that make me feel, or I can relate to, or whatever, everything we said. So point all three. 3 points.
3 points.
3-pointer.
Isn't 3 points love?
Is it love?
Or no, that's 1 point. I don't know. Whatever.
Points of what? 3 points of love.
Or wait, are you secretly in the Illuminati? I heard.
No. Of course not.
Well,
no, I'm not at all.
Not at all.
So something we do at the end of every show is a surprise would you rather for us, and now for you. We're going to move to the sillier side. So we have a little fun would you rather for you, Elias. Okay. So you have great hair, epic, long, beautiful, glorious hair. Would you rather have to cut all your hair off, gone, shave it, done, no hair,
or you tuck all that hair up in a clown wig and full clown regalia on stage every time for a year,
for 1 year, no hair
for 1 year,
1 year, no hair at all?
You know what? I feel like I'd pull the Fred Durst and just wear a damn wig.
All right,
I'm not cutting these guys.
Clown at Sonic Temple.
Yeah, you have to do this. That's the rules.
All right. I'm clowning it up. Sonic Temple, you'll see me.
Yeah, I love it. I think I would shave my head.
You're gonna shave your head? Well, she hates clowns, so she's terrified of clowns.
I'm not doing the clown.
If I do the clown, you're not gonna want to hang out with me.
So you have to shave your head.
I can't shave my head.
Well, we do the red thing. Red looks good on me. You know what I mean?
It does.
I'm doing clown. Sorry.
Okay.
Love you, clown.
All right. Well, we had to here at some point.
But I'm not a rock star on stage, so
that's true. I just play one in my mind.
I feel like my fans would forgive me.
I'm sure they would.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they'd still love you.
Yeah. I mean, it would be like one of those there's no such thing as bad press. Just think about all of the hashtag Elias is a clown.
What?
Like, what?
Well, I don't have to do the face. I just do
the whole thing. Outfit and everything.
Oh, yeah. You missed
what?
Yeah.
Double outfit. You don't
Oh
need to
no, I can't do that. I'll shave my head, y'all.
Oh,
I ain't gonna.
James, you didn't hear
I'm
the
not
whole
gonna.
thing.
I'm not gonna be big shoeing it. Are you kidding me?
I was just about to say maybe we could let you have regular shoes because we don't want you to get hurt on stage. But at least the outfit and the wig and the nose. Well, maybe not.
I don't know. I'm gonna ask my fans if they would. I'm gonna ask my fans of my story if they would. I would say, hey, I was asked on this podcast.
Yes, please do.
All right.
I love it.
I will. I shall.
Do you have anything that you want to promote or give a shout out to before we call it a day?
We're gonna be doing a lot of touring in the spring, so I'd say most certainly follow us on our socials. I believe we're putting out a Valentine's Day shirt. So for the couples, if you want to hook up your favorite Nonpoint lovey-dovey with a nice Nonpoint shirt, I believe we're getting one of those up in time. Also, next month I'll be dropping my ebook. I'm also part of a up-and-coming catalog company that's trying to place independent artists and people that own their publishing into film and television easier and still retain a majority, if not all of their rights. So check out Boombox Apocalypse. And that's about it, man. Much love, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. And now we are going to do our Patreon Would You Rather. So this one will not be in the episode. It will just be for our fan club members.
Yeah, so if you want to see this, people watching, join our Patreon.
Yep.
There you go. I'd fart if I had one loaded right now for y'all, man. I would.
We had an episode early on called Beer or Liquor. And I had a fart on deck. And rather than like try to hide it, I moved the mic to my ass and I farted directly into it.
It's the loudest.
And you gained. And every single person listening was like, follow.
Yep. We
at least every dude was.
Yeah, we used it as our cold open for our show that episode. So it was great.
Thank you.
It was great. She can really standing ovation for Jackie's farts.
Standing up for that one, girl.
You gotta love a good fart.
All right, well,
lady after my own heart, like for real. Yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
I know this was a long time coming, but I'm glad we were able to make our schedules work. We really appreciate you being on.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thanks for having me, girls.
Course,
we love you. We can't wait to see you out on the road and see you.
Love.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Okay. Wow. Oh my gosh.
So fun.
What an episode.
What a day.
Right? I cannot with you. That was good. That's really good.
Thanks.
That episode was really good. A little different than what we usually do, but we hope you enjoyed it. Did you come here for Elias? Or have you been following us all along? Either way, we're really glad you came, and we hope that you stay tuned to the end of this episode for a word from our business sponsor, Nathan Collins. Because this episode has everything. It has commercials.
Serenades. You got a standing ovation.
You got writing credits on the next Nonpoint song.
Yeah. If you hear serendipitous in an upcoming Nonpoint
That's
song,
all her.
me.
That's all her. That's all her. And you know who's all of us?
Who?
The OTT.
The Off the Tongue Podcast Network. That is our family of
Yes.
fellow podcasters.
Mhm.
And that includes the original Copycats podcast, the OCP.
The It's Funny, That Makes It Okay podcast.
Teach a Dummy podcast.
Skate Ohio.
And your girls, the Greener Grass podcast.
Yes.
Check all of them out. They are all awesome and we love them.
Yeah, and you can check them out by hitting up our show notes where we have links to all of the shows, all of our merchandise, all of our social media, our business sponsor, Nathan Collins, and then a few things that Elias gave little shout outs to. We'll add those into the show notes too.
Yes, lots of shout outs. And please check us out every Monday for a new episode. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Looking for a new or used car?
Of course you are.
Well, look no further. Nathan Collins at Spitzer Motors of Mansfield has you covered. Located on 4th in downtown Mansfield, Nathan has a deal for you. Good credit? Bad credit? No credit? No problem.
Nice.
Come pick out a shiny new ride. and keep it shiny with free car washes for the life of the car.
What? The life?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when your new set of wheels starts turning heads, tell them where you got it. If they go and buy a new car from Nathan, you're going to get $100 cash money in your pocket.
Whoa.
Can you believe that?
Awesome.
Yeah, and that's not all. You'll also get a lifetime unlimited powertrain warranty on new cars. Nathan has got you covered. That's Spitzer Motors on 4th and Mansfield. Ask for Nathan Collins and tell him the Greener Grass Podcast sent you. Call or text Nathan today at 419-961-4581. More details in the show notes.
This is an Off the Tongue podcast.